Hey, sweetie.
I am not going back to that school ever again.
What is it this time?
It's everything. The teachers are awful. All the kids in my classes act like third graders. And the whole building smells like potatoes. Do you know what they made me do today? They made me play field hockey. I had to run around outside. Do you know how disgusting that is? Getting all sweaty and then having to sit in it the rest of the day?
Well, did you score?
I don't even know how to score. I just kept running around in circles with that stick thingy till somebody blew the whistle. Wish I could go back to my old school.
Your old school is twice as expensive. This is the best we can do for now. Thanks to your father. Didn't anything good happen today?
Yes. I came up with some more birthday ideas for you.
Oh, boy.
Second page is almost all boots and shoes. I tried to keep everything in categories so it wouldn't be confusing.
Thanks so much.
Mom, you didn't even look at it.
Sweetheart, I've been trying to tell you, things are not going to be quite the same this year. Our finances are not great. Plus all the end of the year stuff here, board meetings. Why does your birthday have to be on Christmas?
My birthday isn't on Christmas. Christmas is on my birthday.
Hey, no hanging out in front of the building. You need to get upstairs and do your homework, and no internet till I get home. I'll see you when I get there.
Everything okay?
Everything's fine. What's up?
You need to sign off on the caterer list for the Christmas party.
The what?
The Winter Gala. Stupidest thing I ever heard of.
It's called avoiding lawsuits.
My mother never baked winter cookies. We haven't ever hung winter stockings on the fireplace. And we don't walk around the neighborhood going winter caroling.
Are you through? Oh, Scotia.
Yeah?
You need to send an email out to everybody, let them know it's just gonna be well drinks this year. If anybody wants the top shelf stuff, they're gonna have to pay extra. Oh, and there's a box of ornaments out in the hallway by the elevator. Get maintenance to do something with that.
I'll tell them to put it by the winter tree in the lobby.
You all right?
No, I'm not. Can I help you?
No, but it looks like you could use some help.
Yeah, well, that's because...
You okay?
Yeah. I was just... You took me off guard, because from down there you looked like... Never mind. I'm Tony Vincent.
Hi, Tony. Looks like you got quite a job going here.
Yeah,
What's it gonna be?
a new stable for the nativity scene. A street gang spray painted the old one at the end of last year.
That's a shame. You know, I used to work at my father's wood shop. If you like, I could give you a hand.
Thanks. That's very kind of you, but I think I can manage.
Good enough. I will tell you that if you wet the nail first, it goes in a lot easier.
Thanks. I'll give it a try.
Take care now.
Yeah, you too. Just wetting the old nail up. Only way to get the little suckers to go in right.
Is this all you've got done? You've been out here for 2 hours.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm really not too good at this kind of thing. We should really think about hiring someone.
No. We can't be spending good money to hire somebody to do something we can do ourselves.
But...
And should you ever get finished here, the handrail on the back steps has come loose again. We don't need some old lady suing us because she fell and broke her hip. I'll be back later. Don't forget to change the hymn numbers in the foyer.
Okay.
Hey, Tony!
Hi, Tony.
Oh, hi.
How are you today?
Fine.
What happened to your hand?
Accident with, well, hammer.
Oh, you poor thing. Well, have a good evening. Oh, Tony, can I ask you a favor?
Sure.
I've got late stuff going on at work every night this week, and I really hate for Max to be alone in the evenings. Do you think she could possibly get off the bus at your church and come home with you?
Yeah, sure. Not a problem.
Oh, you're the best. Sometimes I don't know what we'd do without you.
That's what neighbors are for.
Bye now. Hi, Cupcake.
Hi.
How's the homework tonight?
It's homework, Mom.
Something smells good.
What are you talking about?
The dinner you made, I'm just saying it smells good and I'm starving.
Mom, you were supposed to bring dinner home.
I was?
We caught up with activist Blaine Pollitt, director of the local chapter of the National Civil Freedom Coalition.
I don't have anything against Christmas. I just think church and state need to stay separated, and I'm going to do everything.
But Papa, it's Christmas. You just have to believe.
I know, Pumpkin.
But doesn't Santa make dreams come true?
So what do you want to try now?
What was that last stuff?
That was fat-free ranch dressing.
I'll have another one of those.
Forecast, cloudy skies with flurries today. We can extend a high of 30. Overnight flurries will increase with the wind down.
Please tell me you haven't forgotten my birthday cake from Blumenthal's.
Sweetheart, Blumenthal's is all the way on the other side of town.
Does that mean you haven't? You know they need a 3-week advance this time of year.
Don't have a cow, honey. I'll get it taken care of.
I hope so. Have a cow? Where'd you get that one?
It's an expression.
Don't see how a person can have a cow.
Well, I'm glad I brought it up. So, you want to get a tree this weekend? Maybe do a little decorating?
Why?
I don't know. It's Christmas time. We're supposed to do that kind of stuff.
Do you really want to lug a tree all the way up here?
Well, I'm sure Tony would give us a hand.
I don't see the point. Do all that stuff, put things up everywhere, and then you just have to turn around and take it all back down again.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Hey, speaking of Tony, you need to get off the bus at his church and let him bring you home the rest of the week. I've got work stuff every night.
Do I have to?
Oh, come on, sweetie. You're crazy about Tony. Plus, it's only for a few hours.
Okay.
Excuse me, but what are you doing?
Do you know you left your tools out last night?
Did I?
Good thing it didn't rain.
Yeah. Why are you here?
I was walking by, noticed you hadn't made a lot of progress. Saw the tools.
Yeah, well, It's very nice of you, but I can take it.
Ah, sit, finish your coffee.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm on a roll here. So you think Chicago's gonna make the playoffs?
Not with the way Wishman's been playing. It's like he never has an open receiver. Every defense in the league knows it.
Yeah, but when he was at Green Bay, he didn't need a good receiver because he had his legs.
From the way you've all been buzzing around the last few weeks, I know you're all very familiar with this word. Raise your hands. What's the first thing that pops into your head when you see or hear the word Christmas?
Family time.
Okay. Kelly?
The mall.
All right.
Red and green.
Okay.
The Nutcracker.
All right.
Presents. Miracle on 34th Street.
Max?
Huh?
How about you?
How about me what? Retail spike?
All right. Now, those of you who didn't get to answer, you're all going to have your chance. Your assignment going into the break What is Christmas? 500 words, single-spaced. Now, this marks our final grade for the semester, so those of you who need the extra help, this could be your last chance. Max, could you come here, please? You know, you've dropped almost 2 full letter grades this past 6 weeks.
I've just had a lot on my mind.
Be that as it may, any more slipping and you could be looking at failing this class.
Yes, ma'am.
I suggest you do some outstanding work on this essay assignment. Otherwise, your GPA is going to have some serious problems.
Okay. How about you let me write on a different subject? Something I can really get into, like Paris or horses. I think I'd be a lot better off.
Nice try. That's all.
Here you go.
Thanks.
Looking good here. You know, I really appreciate your help. To be totally honest, I'm not much of a carpenter.
Really? I never would have guessed.
Do you live around here?
Not exactly.
So you're just passing through?
You might say that.
Where you staying?
Nowhere in particular.
Oh, I see.
It's your church?
No, I'm just the associate pastor. Reverend Black runs things.
While you fix nativity scenes and handrails.
Yeah, well, we've been losing money lately, so I've had to pick up a lot of the slack here and there.
Losing money?
You know, tithes and offerings aren't coming in like they should be, so the whole budget suffers. Mainly because attendance is in decline.
Why do you think it's in decline?
Who knows? I mean, we've got our core families, just not many new people. And when people move out of town or die, well, there you go.
Are you telling the truth?
About what?
I mean, are you telling the truth from the pulpit?
Oh, well, Reverend Black handles the sermons. The last few years, he's tried to jazz things up, you know. More current event kind of stuff, tips on how to lead a happy life.
Not working?
Evidently not. But you didn't hear that from me. There's Reverend Black now. So, how long do you expect to be in town?
As long as I need to be.
Would you excuse me? Gosh, I've been talking to you all day. What is your name?
Jess works for me.
Jess. Would you excuse me?
Come in. Tony, who's that bearded man working on your project?
His name's Jess. He's passing through town, and he's really handy with things.
So, he's a drifter.
Well, I guess maybe, but I bet he'd stay around long enough to finish the creche and fix stuff like the handrail and whatever else we needed.
For free?
Well, for a warm place to stay, I bet. We've got that room with the cot out in the maintenance shed.
So you really want to get out of work that badly, huh?
It's just I've got so much else to do. I got to dress the pulpit, do the Christmas bake sale, hospital visits.
I've told you before, visiting in person is not the most efficient way to do that. And the time it takes you to drive to one hospital, you could contact over 100 parishioners by email.
Sometimes an email doesn't get it.
What was that?
Nothing. So how about it?
All right, go ahead.
Great.
But if he asks for any wages, it comes out of your pocket, understand?
Understood.
And Tony?
Yes?
Does he believe in God?
I don't know. I didn't ask him.
Ms. Westray,
Yes.
your mother's on line 3. You can take it in Mike's office if you want.
Hello? Hey, what's up? Are you guys all packed? Ugh, for the last time, no. We'll be fine. This Christmas is just one more thing we have to learn to do alone. Yeah, she's fine. She hates her new school. Yeah, fixated on her birthday, regardless of what the rest of the world is celebrating. Yeah, it's great. They've actually put me in charge of the winter gala. Christmas party, Mom. Yeah, even though I'm the last person in the world they should have picked. Well, I haven't even decorated my own house. Well, let's just say I don't have a lot to offer in the way of Christmas cheer or winter, holiday. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna let you get going. Have a great time on the cruise. I'll see you next month. Okay, bye now.
Hey, Max, how you doing?
Okay, how long till we go home?
Just a bit. Right now I've got to run over to the printer. Hey, why don't you come over here and keep Jess company?
Who?
Jess. He's the guy working on our nativity scene.
Is he supposed to be working on the nativity or living inside it?
Yeah, he does kind of look like him, doesn't he?
It's a little creepy, Tony.
Yeah, well, anyway, have a seat and I'll be right back.
Hi.
Hi.
Where's Tony?
He had to run to the printer. He'll be right back.
What's your name?
What?
What's your name?
Max.
Max?
It's short for Maxine. I was named after my great-grandmother. I think there was money involved.
You got a middle name?
Noel. I was born on Christmas Day.
How do you like that? So is... So... How was school today?
How was school today? What are you, my uncle? It stunk, okay?
Why did it stink?
Well, for starters, I'm about to flunk a class and have to write a stupid essay on what is Christmas.
That's a problem for someone named Noel, born on December 25th.
To me, December 25th is my birthday. Everything else is just
Background?
whatever.
But let me guess. Since you were born on Christmas Day, you've always felt shortchanged, right?
Well, how would you feel? People born in February or July don't have to deal with getting their birthday and Christmas presents combined. Or having nobody to celebrate with because everybody's doing Christmas stuff. I mean, can't there be something just for me and nobody else? Is that so selfish?
Actually, that's the definition of selfish.
Very funny.
Nevertheless, there should be plenty of angles you can ride on, even if you're not that much into the holiday.
Like what?
For instance, historical. Did you know that the first nativity scene was built over 700 years ago? An Italian guy named Francis came up with the idea for the villagers who were illiterate and couldn't read the story of Mary and Joseph. Could you hand me that, please? Here in the United States, it's called a nativity scene. In France, it's referred to as crèche. Spanish-speaking people call it nacimiento. Francis also came up with the idea for Christmas carols.
Do you, like, write encyclopedias or something?
No, just familiar with the subject matter.
See, that didn't take so long. You two been hitting it off?
Yeah, you bet.
You know, I think I'm gonna knock off a little early today and go ahead and get Max home. You all set here?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I laid some fresh blankets and towels on the cot, and there's a new soap in the bathroom. Water's in the mini fridge.
Great. See you tomorrow. Nice meeting you, Max.
Yeah, you too. So who is that guy?
Well, I really don't know much about him, except that he's pleasant, seems to be knowledgeable about a lot of subjects, and he's strong as an ox.
And he looks just like Jesus, and he's building you a manger.
Yeah, that too.
And he just showed up one day?
Yeah, just showed up. I kind of get the feeling he might have been a teacher at some point in time, just by the way he talks, you know?
He sure launched into that history lesson without any problem.
Hey, sweetie.
Hi.
Finish your homework?
Yes.
Well, it's nice to see you've been making good use of your time. I thought you weren't into decorating.
It doesn't count birthdays.
Oh, something came in the mail for you today.
What? Birthday card from Nana, yes! She told me she was putting $200 in it this year.
I also got a call from one of your teachers, Mrs. Toretti.
Uh-oh.
She told me your grades have dropped significantly, as in might fail.
Okay, I'll make a deal with you. I promise not to get all defensive if you promise not to give me a lecture.
Fair enough. And I'll make a deal with you. This stays in here until those grades come up. And if you fail the class, it goes right back to Nana.
You wouldn't.
Want to try me?
Okay, can I ask you something?
Uh-huh.
Why are you walking around with your shirt like that?
Huh? Oh, that. They made me turn my shirt inside out at school because it said something inappropriate.
Really? What did it say?
Merry Christmas.
This is where I have to go.
Okay, see ya.
Hey, Max. How's it going?
Okay,
How was school today?
fine. Can I talk to you?
Yeah, sure. So let me tie this off. There. Shoot.
Okay, here's the deal. I've got to ace this essay I told you about. I need you to give me some more Christmas history facts, just as many as you can come up with. What was that nativity inventor guy's name again?
You know what? It's some kind of coincidence you came here needing something from me today, because I've got a job for you. But really for both of us. Tony needs us to make a cake for the bake sale.
Come again?
Actually, I volunteered us. He had to take communion over to the nursing home. Come on.
I really haven't done this sort of stuff before. My mom usually takes care of all the cooking. Well, sort of.
You'll do fine. Just need this. And this. And this.
Wait a minute.
What?
You've got to measure it.
No, it'll be fine.
No, you're gonna ruin the whole cake.
Says who?
Says the box.
You're very by the book, aren't you?
No, I just think if you're gonna...
Stir it up and I'll flour the pan.
Think it needs a little more milk.
What is going on here?
Nothing.
And a church basement is most certainly not the place for a handyman and a child to have play hour. I mean, not to mention what might have happened if...
Could you just give me 1 minute? It looks like I'm gonna be a while here. Would you mind taking Max home? You can use my car.
That's okay. We can walk.
Great. Max, tell your mom I said he's okay. See ya.
Walk?
Yeah, it can't be that far. Come on.
Well, since we're walking, will you help me with ideas for my essay now?
You bet.
And the nave will need to be vacuumed on Tuesday. And don't forget to reset the chairs for the morning devotional with the ladies. The poinsettias will be arriving in 2 days. Don't let the driver give you any guff about a holiday service charge. And don't move into my office. I'll only be gone a few days. I need to get to the airport. I'll finish the Christmas sermon on the plane ride home. Oh, and one last thing. You need to get going on those proposals for the budget director. This coming year, we need more programs, more incentives for the parishioners. Now, this place needs to be like a well-run machine with gears to keep it all funded. A church needs to be a... What's the best way to say it?
How about a place to worship and to connect people with Jesus?
Excuse me?
I said, how?
I heard what you said. It's just that I've never detected quite that tone from you before.
Well...
You've been spending a lot of time with that vagabond cake maker. Did that little comment have anything to...
We just talk about carpentry and stuff. That's all. There's not a problem here.
Well, there better not be. A man like that obviously doesn't have a lot of rules in his life. That's not a characteristic that a young minister needs to emulate. While I'm gone, just try to maintain things the way they are. Let's do the best we can to get through this holiday in one piece.
That was Chicago. Then my dad ran off with somebody he met at his health club. They moved somewhere and ran up a bunch of bills, so some lawyers just had to burn all of our assets.
You mean froze?
Oh yeah, froze. That's why me and my mom had to move where we live now.
Tough year, huh?
Yeah, and I really miss my horse. We had to get rid of him when we moved.
You like horses?
Love horses.
Hey, how's it going?
Fine.
You got a cigarette?
I'm afraid I don't.
Give me your money.
I don't have any.
I'm not fooling around, man. Just give it to me. Now.
Why are you doing this?
What?
I said, why are you doing this? You're not that kind of person.
You don't know anything about me, man. You wanna know why? I haven't had work in almost a year. And I am covered up in bills. And now my little girl's been sick. She keeps getting worse. I need money.
Go home to your family.
What did you say?
I said go home. Your daughter's well. Daniel?
Yeah.
Can I have that?
Weren't you scared?
Nah. No bullets.
Well, how'd you know that?
I just knew. Come on, we better get you home.
Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah, horses.
Horses.
So, my horse's name is Lucky. He had a white face and a brown tail.
Well, thank God you didn't get hurt. Or worse. Oh, I could just wring Tony's neck for letting somebody else bring you home.
Mom, I told you I was all right. The gun didn't even have bullets in it.
Well, he didn't know that. So, for your birthday, we'll do the cake from Blumenthal's, have chicken tetrazzini for dinner, and have you thought about who you'd like to come?
Well, since I don't have any real friends, and even if I did, it would still be Christmas to them. With Grandma and Grandpa in the Caribbean and Dad wherever, it's safe to say it'll just be you and me.
Yeah, well, sorry about all that.
But at least I know I'm still getting my $200 from Nana.
So the essay's going okay?
Yeah, real okay. Jess has given me tons of great stuff to look up.
So you're learning a lot.
Learning? I'm just trying to come up with 500 words. But you know what?
What?
All the stuff I'm finding, there hasn't been anything about the North Pole or Rudolph or Black Friday.
So what are you finding stuff about?
Well, Jesus being born. Some of this stuff doesn't even seem like the same holiday.
Yeah, even when I was little, Christmas was different. We never had this big shopping blowout the day after Thanksgiving. My parents never went to huge office parties. I don't think I even saw Mom or Dad stressed out.
So what'd you guys do?
I sang in the choir Christmas Eve. We got all dressed up and went to candlelight service.
No presents?
Oh, yeah. We did gifts. For the longest time, we did this really cool thing.
What'd you do?
Well, my brother and I would each get 3 gifts.
Just 3?
Yeah. And then we'd unwrap them and get to keep 2.
Well, what about the 3rd one?
We'd rewrap them ourselves, and on Christmas night, Dad would drive us down to some poor family's house, and we'd give the gifts to their kids. And then we'd come home. These days, you'd probably get sued for trespassing with a Christmas gift. Oh, I don't have to work late tomorrow night after all, so no need to get off the bus at Tony's church.
Is it okay if I do anyways?
Why would you want to? Oh, so you can get that Jess guy to finish writing your essay for you?
Mom, he's not writing it for me. He just gives me really good ideas. I'm serious. This guy's like a computer. He knows stuff I can't even find online. We're talking extra credit here.
All right.
Most people don't realize that the tradition of gift giving goes back to the wise men who brought gifts from afar to the newborn Jesus. The Christmas tree is always an evergreen that symbolizes the promise of eternal life. The practice of cutting it down and putting it back up again emulates Jesus' death and resurrection. The candy cane is fashioned after a shepherd's staff, shepherds who witnessed the birth of Jesus. The white and the red color symbolize both the purity and the blood of Jesus' sacrifice. A Christmas wreath is a ring with no beginning or end, a sign that it is eternal, just like God.
Mrs. Lichtenberg. Sorry, that's a mouthful. Those are my scripts.
Hi. What you got? The Night Before Christmas.
Will you read it?
Yeah, sure. Come on. It was the night before Christmas. How would you like to hear another version? It was the night before Christmas, and a beautiful young girl and a devoted carpenter had been traveling to the devoted carpenter's hometown. Now, the beautiful young girl was about to have a baby, and the devoted carpenter was her new husband. And she had been riding on the back of a donkey for 3 days and 3 nights. And she was so tired she could barely hold her head up. When they got to the devoted carpenter's hometown, there was no place for them to stay. Now back then, there weren't hotels on every corner. So the devoted carpenter remembered a place where the animals stayed. Now it wasn't clean. It wasn't even made for people, but it was the best they had. So the devoted carpenter took the beautiful young girl and made her a soft place in the hay, right next to a mother goat and her 3 little ones. While the beautiful young girl laid there, she knew it was time. Her baby was about to be born, right there, in that place where the animals stayed. Now, not far from there, some sheep herders were working in the fields, making sure that none of their sheep wandered off so they'd all be ready to move out when morning came. While the sheep herders were sitting on the hill, listening to the silence of the countryside, they were almost knocked over by what they saw.
What did they see?
It was a great angel, right in front of them, shining so bright that they almost had to look away, but they just couldn't. And chills ran down the sheep herders' spines when the great angel began to speak.
What did the great angel say?
The great angel said, "Don't be afraid, because I'm here to tell you something amazing. Right now, in a little town not far from here, God has come down to earth for a visit." And the sheep herders couldn't believe their ears. God? The one who made the universe and everything in it? Down here? And a great angel said, yes. And unbelievable as it seems, tonight, God is a baby. And he's lying in a trough in a place where the animals stay. And he's come here to give everyone in the world a gift. And after tonight, the world will never be the same again. And when the great angel said that, the sky was suddenly filled with great angels. Too many for the sheep herders to count. And the lights were so bright, it looked like the moon had exploded. And the great angels were all singing, like a giant rock concert in the sky. And the great angels sang, with the volume turned all the way up. It's time to celebrate. Because God has come to earth for a visit. Because God can do anything. And after tonight, the world will never be the same again. Back in the carpenter's hometown, the baby that was God come to earth for a visit lay fast asleep in the beautiful young girl's arms. And the cows he created watched him sleep. And up in the rafters, the doves he had covered with feathers watched him sleep. And the donkey he made watched him sleep. And sitting close by, the devoted carpenter watched him sleep as he wiped the beads of sweat from the beautiful young girl's cheek. And the carpenter thought to himself how the world would never be the same again because God had come down for a visit.
Just another half hour, sweetie, then lights out.
What's that?
The company ordered 2,000 of them. Every employee has to wear one.
It's good to say happy holidays.
Yeah.
You know, the whole happy holiday season greeting thing is pretty bogus, don't you?
How so?
Well, it just stinks that everybody's trying to take out the main reason why the holiday is celebrated in the first place.
Well.
But at the same time, everybody wants to get presents and go to parties, get a day off work and a month off school. And all the store owners just want to sell a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's kind of hypocritical when you think about it. It's like if the whole world threw you a birthday party and you were the main one that made sure didn't get invited.
That's a good way to put it.
Do you know a girl at my school got in trouble for wearing a scarf that said, "The reason for the season"?
Well, hey, it's just as bad at work. Last month, we were meeting to come up with another name for Christmas party, and someone said we couldn't even call it holiday party because not everybody celebrates it as a holiday.
So what are you calling it?
Winter Gala.
That sounds totally made up.
I know. Ugh, I hate it.
So why don't you change it?
Huh?
You're in charge of it, aren't you?
Well, yeah.
And you're the boss of everybody, right?
Well, yes, in a manner of speaking, but...
But what?
Well, sweetie, you just can't change the way people...
If you really believe it yourself, you should be able to convince other people. That's what I'd do if I believed in something.
It's just not that simple. When it's a business you're talking about, you have to forget about your...
Thank you all very much. That takes care of the annual report. One last thing. Let's get an update on the festivities for the Winter Gala.
Well, Stacy, what have you got cooked up for us? I saw the memo on the cash bar.
Well, the cash bar was one of the things I wanted to revisit.
You mean let everyone order the good stuff? I don't see how we can.
No, not exactly. I wanted to propose no bar at all.
Because of the expense?
No, it's not that. It's just, well, I thought with no alcohol we could make it more of a family thing and invite our kids and grandkids.
No alcohol?
Go on.
Well, I also thought that instead of spending thousands of dollars on a sit-down dinner, we could just do hors d'oeuvres and
And?
and invite some of the homeless people from one of the shelters and have gift baskets that our children could hand out. I thought maybe even you, Mr. Braden, you might want to play Santa Claus for the needy kids. Or maybe not. I'm sure we could find another.
I guess I'm a little perplexed. What does giving presents to poor kids have to do with an office party?
Well, I've given it some thought, and cash bars and ice sculptures are something we can do at any party, any time of the year. But giving, that's the one thing that defines celebrating Christmas.
You mean winter gala?
No, I mean Christmas. And while we're on the subject, let's all be honest here. We're not celebrating winter or some generic season with no name. It's Christmas. You know it, I know it, everybody in the mall knows it, and everybody at that party or gala or whatever is gonna know it.
Before you go any further, are you prepared for the avalanche of complaints you'll be getting?
I checked with HR. In the last 5 years, there's only been one complaint with calling it a Christmas party. And that was from a temp who was just working here for the holidays.
Really?
I mean, come on. Is that really how we make policy around here? So if we're celebrating winter, then let's all show up with our parkas and snow tires. But if we're spending all this money to celebrate Christmas, then let's have the intelligence to stand up and act like we know what we're doing and call it a Christmas party.
I like it. Let's do it.
Good job. Good job, Stacey. Nice work. Good job.
How's that look?
Missed a spot right there.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, Mom.
And you must be the Jess I've heard so much about, Stacy Westray.
Hi, Stacy.
I saw the nativity scene on the way in. It looks great. Max, honey, we need to get going. Dentist appointment.
Oh. Have fun.
Yeah, thanks.
Sweetie, can you wait in the car? I'll be out in just a second.
Bye, Jess.
See you, kiddo.
Listen, I know I haven't been around much. I wanted to say thanks for being so nice to Max.
Believe me, it hasn't been a problem.
You've given her so much help with her essay, and, well, she's been so unhappy with her new school, and she doesn't have very many friends.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
But the thought of her wanting to come here every day to work on a nativity scene, it's just, well, it's just we've never been much into religion.
Neither have I.
It's good to see her take an interest in something. Anyway, thanks again.
My pleasure.
Come in.
Hey,
Hi.
hope we're not interrupting anything.
No. Come right in. Have a seat. What can I do for you?
I'm Blaine Pollitt. This is Mr. Warren. We've noticed you have a nice little nativity scene going up out front.
Yeah, well, we're pretty happy with it. Are you here just to tell me that?
No, we came to tell you you have to take it down.
How's that?
Well, you're probably not aware of the city ordinance enacted last year that prohibits religious signage in business districts.
I know all about that ordinance, and I also know that A, we're 5 blocks from the business district, and B, we're a church, for crying out loud.
Well, technically, yes. But last summer, there was a realignment of Sector 14 of the Northeast Axis Route, which redesignated the property in front of your road right here as an extension of the Zone 3 business thoroughfare.
Which all means what?
Means, congratulations, you're part of the Zone 3 business district.
But we're a church.
With a religious display in plain sight of a business thoroughfare.
It's all explained right here, if you'd like to take a look.
We filed a formal complaint with the city attorney's office and the zoning commission. The structure needs to come down immediately.
Or what?
Or you're looking straight down the barrel of a $5,000 fine.
Listen, we're pretty short-handed around here. It took several days to put up. It's gonna take several days to take it down.
We've already thought of that. Our office has volunteers who will be happy to come by and give you a hand.
Thanks.
Just try and be helpful. Happy holidays now.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
You call Reverend Black?
And get chewed out for not knowing about the ordinance? Not a chance.
All done, Mr. Pollard. Will do. Have a good day.
I'll go get the truck.
It's just another lonely holiday. I never thought it would turn out this way. If you're listening, God, I hope you'll hear. This is my simple Christmas prayer. Come into my silence and bring me peace. Come into my darkness and be my light. Come into what's broken and make it whole again. Emmanuel, Emmanuel, Emmanuel. Same old carols on the radio. I sure could use some joy in my world. But there's a star I see shining in the sky, guiding me to where you are. Come into my silence and bring me peace. Come into my darkness and be my light. Come into what's broken and make it whole again.
and the project should be completed by the end of next week. And here locally in the ongoing battle of culture versus Christmas, some community leaders as well as church personnel and people from a local neighborhood have requested a special hearing of the District 4 City Council to discuss the matter of the removal of a nativity scene from church property. Our field reporter Pat Sullivan caught up with Blaine Pollitt, local director of the National Civil Freedom Coalition, whose group is responsible for spearheading the removal of the display.
Hey, they can have all the hearings they want. The fact remains, they're still in violation of a city ordinance. And even if they get the ordinance amended, it couldn't go into effect until January or February of next year. So either way, the display comes down.
Are we still taking the kids ice skating tonight?
Mike's on the city council. They have that special meeting tonight. You going? Could be some fireworks.
Not exactly my thing.
Okay, bye. Now let's see, sweetie. Have we forgotten anyone?
All right, let's quiet down. Let's come to order. Now, we're all aware of the matter at hand, which is why we granted this special meeting. In the interest of expediency, I'll turn the floor over to Mr. Pollitt of the NCFC. Mr. Pollitt.
Look, I don't want to waste a bunch of time here. I know we'd all rather be home right now. So the fact of the matter is simple. The guilty party purposely chose to defy a city ordinance which was presented to them in a civil and professional manner. And for that defiance, they deserve to pay penalties.
Do the representatives of the church property have anything to add?
As senior pastor, in my defense, I'd like to state for the record that the subordinate left in charge during my absence, which is when this offense occurred, was in no way authorized by me to do this and acted on his own accord. Or someone put him up to it.
Excuse me. What is that supposed to mean?
A drifter came into our midst a few days ago. I believe that he is responsible, at least in part, for inciting a certain element of disobedience amongst my people.
But it's a nativity scene at a church.
And it's Christmas. You see, this is exactly why the NCFC exists. To educate people from this kind of backward thinking. I mean, this whole thing is nothing more than a wintertime ritual that a minority of the population has decided to claim according to its own set of beliefs. I mean, is every fir tree with lights on it necessarily a Christmas tree? Don't people give gifts this time of year because it's a really nice thing to do and it helps the economy? What makes a star any different this time of year than when it's painted on the side of a football helmet in Dallas? Can anybody give me one valid reason why this holiday has to be anchored to the concept of someone named Jesus Christ?
Because it's his birthday?
Thank you,
Max.
Well, thank you, Max, and you can take your seat now.
Are you sure? Because I have a lot more. I wrote a whole 5-page essay.
Well, thanks for the offer, but I'm not sure that we...
Mr. Chairman?
Yes?
It should be noted that this young lady, who obviously thinks it's all right to lecture her elders, has also been influenced by the aforementioned vagrant who drifted into town and instigated this whole affair.
You know, I've heard just about enough on this character. Can anyone tell me where this man is right now?
See? Typical. He's probably packed up and hit the open road already.
No, he's here. Jess?
Good evening.
Hi.
And your full name is?
Jess is fine.
Oh, it is. Well, Jess, evidently some people in this room think that you might have something to add to these proceedings. Do you?
Well, maybe just this. A nativity scene is nothing more than a symbol. And a symbol, or an image, or a tradition really serves no purpose if it doesn't stir someone to remember the thing that it represents.
Look, what does any of this have to do with...
And I do appreciate the questions you pose, Mr. Pollitt. And it may surprise you to know that I agree with you more than you think. Your organization has a long history of trying to protect people's freedoms and to make sure that no one has anything unjustly forced upon them. And mainly you try to protect the weak and to be a voice for the people who don't have a voice. And it's those very principles that represent the heart of God and the truest meaning of Christmas. You see, God never wanted to force his son on anyone either. Look at it this way. He's God. With his power, he could have compelled everyone in the world to bow down and worship his son. But he didn't. He could have filled the world with thunder and lightning and blazing chariots to announce the new king's arrival, but he didn't. He could have assembled the richest, most powerful people on earth to be witnesses for the new king's coronation. But he didn't. Like I said, God never wanted to force his son on anyone. It's just not the way he does things. And that's why that first Christmas was the way it was. He chose a poor girl from the village to give birth to the new king. In her culture, she had no rights, no voice. And he chose a stable instead of a palace for the new king's birth. And shepherds, common laborers, they were chosen as the first witnesses. When God came to earth, he came to the least and the last and the lowest and the lost, the very people that Mr. Pollitt claims to represent. And these people witnessed the birth of a king who never owned a home, never held political office, never made a grab for power. But this simple man from a poor mother and a small town is still considered a person of interest right here today, over 2,000 years later in this hall. Now, why is that? Not because he forced people to choose him. It's because for centuries, men and women have been seeking God. And they found him in this man. And what's remarkable is that while they were seeking God, they found that he'd been looking for them their whole lives. So that's what happened on that first Christmas 2,000 years ago. God came to earth looking for you. And he came in the form of a man who showed the whole world what God's love was like. So on that first Christmas, God's perfect gift was love. Now, if you take the love out of Christmas, where will you put it? What will you do with it? What will you do with him if you remove him from this season? The thing that fills people's hearts usually starts to show up everywhere around them. And that's why this time of year you see evergreens and lights and stars and nativity scenes. Because they remind people of the love that came looking for them so long ago.
Well, that was all very sweet, but the fact still remains of why we're here. A violation of the law has occurred, and that violation carries a $5,000 fine. Now, my office believes in what we stand for, and I'd say there's probably about 5,000 reasons why your beliefs aren't as strong. Am I right?
Whenever it's short, I'll make up the difference.
And here in the city, in a strange turn of events, the controversy surrounding a neighborhood church nativity scene and the National Civil Freedom Coalition has seemingly ended as the civil liberty organization withdrew its complaint against the church. Money donated by local citizens to cover the original fine was handed over to a nearby homeless shelter at the citizens' request. In other news, the city's...
Hello? Hey, Mom. How are the islands? Yeah, we can't wait. Oh, and the Christmas party at work went great. Maybe too great. They've already put me in charge for next year. You should have seen our CEO playing Santa in his Armani Santa suit. Right now, I'm baking cookies. We're having a get-together at a little place called Bresky's. No, just some new friends. People from the neighborhood, some people from church. Yeah, just people.
How about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go down to Filmworks and
Could you excuse me for just a minute?
Yeah, of course.
Hey,
Hey,
I noticed all your stuff is gone from the workshop. You moving on?
seemed like a good time.
Well, you deserve to be the first to hear the news.
What's that?
I'm resigning my position and starting a community church downtown.
That's great news.
Yeah, not too many impossible rules. Just big open doors and a lot of truth.
How could you go wrong?
Well, thanks for everything. Do you think you'll ever get back this way again?
I guarantee it.
Good. Well, take care.
You too.
Jess? Were you just gonna leave without saying a word?
Well,
Oh, you hate goodbyes, don't you?
yeah, I sure do.
Well, I thought you'd hang around and come to our house on Christmas Day.
Why don't you ask Tony? I know for a fact he doesn't have any place to go on Christmas.
I'll tell my mom. Oh, this is for you. But you can't open it until Christmas.
Will do. Well, I guess this is goodbye. You take care of your mom now.
I will.
See you around, Max.
Bye, Jess.
my silence and bring me peace. Come into my darkness and be my light. Come into what's broken and make it whole again. Emmanuel, Emmanuel, Emmanuel. Same old carols on the radio. I sure could use some joy in my world. But there's a star I see shining in the sky, guiding me to where you are. Come into my silence and bring me peace. Come into my darkness and be my light. Come into what's broken and make it whole again. Emmanuel, 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 you breathe your love into a silent night, and with one voice, all heaven and nature sing. Come into my silence and bring me peace. Come into my darkness and be my light. Emmanuel, you are with me. Emmanuel, you are with me. Come into my silence and bring me peace. Come into my darkness and be my light. Come into my silence.